Yeah, well, everything couldn't make the. It's only was 4 episodes.
Right.
So it was a lot. You had to pick and choose things. Like
they said I died. They said I was gay. They said Jay-Z was my dad.
And then one day, I said, "What the F is wrong with you?" And he was like, "You know." He said, "You know Will raped me. You know Diddy made me suck his penis. You know what's going on. You know Charlie made me suck." And I said, I have no idea.
Celebrity sometimes comes with, like, everybody wants to be successful in a celebrity and stuff like that, but it comes with, you know, bullshit sometimes. And
okay, so we're African American. Let's not forget that. So once we go into stores and we go to Walmart and we go to Target, we don't know who's going to attack us.
Okay, so let me tell you something, baby. 50 Cent has been on Diddy's neck for years now, and I mean years. Like, this man will not let up. And you want to know what people are saying? Word on the street is that Diddy is sitting somewhere absolutely regretting the day he ever got involved with 50's baby mama. Like, that decision? Worst mistake of his life, allegedly. But wait, because it gets messier. So, now there's been all this buzz about 50 dropping part 2 of his Netflix documentary. And honey, if you thought part 1 was explosive, they're saying part 2 is gonna have actual footage, like video evidence, of male celebrities that Diddy allegedly used. And one name that keeps coming up? Actor Brysher Gray. People are saying he's ready to expose everything Diddy and Will Smith allegedly put him through. Chilly. When I tell you this is about to be nuclear. So 50 finally blessed us with that documentary everybody's been waiting on, right? And baby, the reactions? All over the place. You got people on one side saying, yes, finally someone's holding him accountable. Then you got the other side dragging 50, saying he only did this whole thing because Diddy slept with Daphne Joy. Like, they're saying this is just petty revenge wrapped up in a Netflix deal. But here's the thing, and let me be very clear about this. Regardless of why 50 made it, the documentary gave alleged victims, especially the men, a platform to finally speak their truth. And honestly, that matters more than whatever beef 50's got going on. These people needed to be heard, period. Okay, so one of the first victims to really get into the details was Lil Rod. Now, if you don't know who that is, he's a music producer who actually sued Diddy for sexual assault before this documentary even came out. So when he showed up to tell his story, people were listening. And baby, what he said? Absolutely chilling. So apparently Diddy hit him up talking about, come to Miami, we're gonna work on my album, produce some tracks. Sounds legitimate, right? Professional opportunity? Wrong. According to Lil Rod, the second he got there, Diddy allegedly trapped him in these non-stop freak-offs, like back-to-back situations he couldn't escape from. He said he would wake up with no memory of what happened the night before, just feeling pain in places he couldn't explain. Sometimes he'd wake up next to random women, but other times, he'd wake up and Diddy would be lying right there next to him, barely clothed. And Chile, he said it took him a while to realize what was actually happening, that he was being violated while he was unconscious.
A lot of things that happened to me, I just don't even want to speak on, you know what I'm saying? Some days, those girls next to me woke up, some days, he was in the bed. I would wake up feeling sore, still not understanding exactly what's, you know what I'm saying, transpiring. But this is me starting to understand that I was pretty often. I tried to confide in KK Christina, that's Puff's chief of staff. And I thought it would be more, you know, understood if I took it to someone who's a woman.
Now here's where it gets tricky. People started dragging him online like, why did you stay for months if this was happening? But let me tell you something right now. Trauma doesn't work on logic, baby. He is still the victim here.
This video is not in defense of Diddy in no shape, form, or fashion. This video is in protest of bull. Speaking about this nigga Rod in particular, I don't give a how much money a nigga got, how powerful he is. If I'm working with you, son, and I wake up with a sore, son, it's lit. If you're a heterosexual male and another man does something to you that you did not approve of, you either gotta do something about it or take that shit to grave.
And we need to stop blaming people for not leaving when they're in survival mode, period. So after the documentary dropped, the comments section went absolutely insane, asking 50 to include Brysher Gray in part 2. People have been saying for a while now that Diddy played a major role in whatever happened to this man, and they want answers. Now, if you're wondering where all this started, it was actually Jaguar Wright who first put Brysher's name out there. And when Jaguar talks, baby, she comes with receipts. She straight up said Brysher was one of the people allegedly allegedly used by both Diddy and Will Smith during those infamous freak-offs. And honey, the internet has not let this go. So how did Brysher even end up in this situation? Well, allegedly, his manager at the time, a man named Charlie Mack, introduced him to both Diddy and Will Smith. And on paper, it sounded like a dream, right? Diddy was supposed to mentor him in music. Will was gonna help him with acting, but according to Jaguar, that mentorship, it was a setup. She claims they were more interested in pulling him into their freak-off circle than actually helping his career. That is dark.
Both bisexual, they do weird things in their house, and young men have left their house screaming to get away from them in their mentorship. Meek Mills, Bashir Gray, left that house screaming. August the only one that stayed, and I guess he was really sick. He needed a dog.
Now here's where it gets even wilder. Terrence Howard, who worked with Brysher on Empire, made some comments that a lot of people interpreted as him backing up what Jaguar said. He didn't come out and say names directly, but baby, the internet knows how to read between the lines.
Well, when you lose your man card, that's the only thing I can think of. You lose your damn man card.
What is that? What do you mean by that?
You give up your ability, your right to being a man. A man don't take it, a man gives it. So when you give up that man card, you don't get that back.
Are you saying what I think you're saying?
Now, I'm saying what I'm saying. You don't get that back. You come into this world as a man one time. You give up that right for anything, for fear of being hurt, fear of somebody doing something, for wanting to gain something. When you give up that man card right, you lose some spiritual energy that has always been pushing through. Like if a woman gives up her womanly right, but when you give up your manhood, I've never seen somebody recover from it. That was all the people that went to the puffy parties. That was all the people that did all those things thinking that there was never going to be a consequence for what they were doing. Get punked out and out by some greater desire. You shouldn't have a greater desire than being a man.
And when someone like Terrence Howard, who's been in the industry forever, starts making those kinds of statements, people pay attention. But wait, because Jaguar wasn't done. She came back with even more allegations, and this time, she went after Brysher's own mother, Andrea Mayberry. Jaguar accused her of knowingly allowing this to happen to her son in exchange for money. Like, she allegedly sold him out, baby. That's what Jaguar's claiming.
And about Bashir's mom, I'ma kick you in your in and I'ma go to work North Philly style. Kill. And Charlie, you happy now? He's a gay star. Are you happy now, Andy? For a book that didn't sell? I hope that new husband of yours leaves you. And maybe it's time you tell your son why his father is really in jail, his biological father, for all of his life and what you had to do with it. You can see that bitch came to me and begged me for my help. I told her to get the away from Charlie. I did everything that I could do to get Bashir, to help her get Bashir out of California into Chicago State to be ready for filming. She knew she knew what Will did to him. But because of Charlie, see? And Charlie had promised her all kinds of things. And all she had to do was pretend to be a broken down single mom who worked her way up through the ghetto and raised a superstar for television, when the truth is, she wasn't nothing but a drug dealer's whore. That's all she ever was. She went from dealer to dealer, and then she snitched on whoever she needed to snitch on until she could get to the bigger bag, until she got with Larry Lair, my friend who raised Bashir in $1 million home. Your whole book is lies, Andy, and I hope anybody that bought it asks for a refund and demands it comes out of your pocket every time they see your son's gay.
And then she dropped another bombshell. Apparently, after Cassie's case against Diddy went public, Brysher was planning to file his own lawsuit for $50 million. $50 million. But according to Jaguar, Diddy allegedly pressured him into dropping the whole thing.
Trying to slay him out so he'll feel too embarrassed to file his lawsuit against Diddy for what Will and Diddy did to him. With Jaden and Justin present, that tape exists.
Okay.
I really hope none of that baby oil was used on those kids. That would just be in bad taste. Baby oil on babies.
You can't say that the flavor camp was sponsored by Johnson & Johnson. You just come on. Come on.
Starting to sound that way, ain't it?
No.
All that talent, and she let Charlie tune that boy up wrong, knowing that he was bipolar and had ADHD. What kind of mother would do that to her son? Turn him into a prostitute so you could pretend to be something more than what you are, which is nothing more than a filly whore. You're a whore. You're a big old whore, and they're making your son out to be, that's for sure. Because he didn't have no choice. You was down by all. I'm sorry. The Brysher conversation for me is not easy. Because I came to Belial and I asked Belial to help me save the kids, and all he was worried about was his fucking book.
Oh yeah, no, definitely.
Don't nobody care about these kids. Don't nobody care about these kids.
Oh, and there was this blind item going around that hinted the next male victim to come forward would be someone connected to both Diddy and Will Smith. And everybody immediately thought of Brysher Gray. The pieces were adding up. So now people are upset with 50 for not including Brysher in the first documentary. Like, genuinely angry. They're saying he's been overlooked as a victim, and that his story deserves to be told just as much as anyone else's. And it gets sadder. People are saying that because of the trauma, Brysher has been forced to do adult content just to survive financially. Like, his career never recovered, and now he's doing what he has to do to get by. That breaks my heart, honestly. There was even this viral video of him breaking down in tears after police showed up to check on him because someone called in a wellness check, worried he might harm himself. And allegedly, that whole breakdown was triggered by watching the documentary and seeing his story still being ignored.
Let them do. If you get
Chosen Wilkins
if you get aggravated, you're feeding.
made a lie and said that I tried to hurt myself. Chosen Wilkins.
I mean, we've had multiple. My office has talked to him. He came in. I mean, for somebody that's wanting to hurt himself.
I take pictures with people every day. How am I?
I don't know if it was that. It could have been, like I said, one of the three. He could have said you threatened to hurt someone else, threatened to hurt yourself.
Now let's talk about the female victims for a second, because Aubrey O'Day, former Danity Kane member, has been speaking out against Diddy for years. And in this documentary, baby, she did not hold back. She revealed that she read an affidavit from a witness who allegedly saw Diddy doing things to her while she was completely unconscious. And the scariest part? She has zero memory of it ever happening. None. She also exposed emails that Diddy allegedly sent her when she was still a minor, under 18 years old. Explicit emails. Let that sink in.
Our emails with pictures of his face. Here's one email. I don't want to just you. I want to turn you out. I can see you being with some motherfucker that you tell what to do. I make my woman do what I tell her to do, and she loves it. I just want and like to do things different. I'm gonna finish watching this and finish master. Think of you, happy face. If you change your mind and get ready to do what I say, hit me, happy face. God bless Diddy. God is the greatest.
At the end of this documentary, Aubrey O'Day starts getting very emotional, saying that she was contacted by a lawyer by somebody who was filing a lawsuit against Diddy. Now, whoever this person was that filed this lawsuit against Diddy wrote an affidavit and was claiming that they saw something back in 2005 of Aubrey O'Day being SA'd by Diddy and another person.
So where does this leave Diddy? Honestly, baby, nowhere good. Redemption is not on the table right now. And if 50 Cent really does include Brysher Gray in part 2 like people are begging him to, that could be the final nail in the coffin. Like, it's over. The comments under all this have been heartbreaking but also powerful. People are saying things like, this has to stop, where's Will Smith in all of this? And these kids enter the industry with no protection, no support system, and they get chewed up and destroyed. A lot of people are also praying that Brysher gets the help and support he needs to heal from whatever allegedly happened to him. Because at the end of the day, baby, this isn't entertainment. These are real lives that have been shattered. What do you think about 50 Cent doing a whole documentary on Brysher for part 2? Do you think it needs to happen? And do you believe Brysher was really harmed by Diddy and Will Smith the way these allegations suggest? Drop your thoughts, baby, because this conversation is far from over.